All right, so you've got, these are the four terms we need to know when we're working with division. Writing them down, just the words, means absolutely nothing because you don't know what they mean. But you're going to put this in your journal as well. The answer to a division problem is the quotient. The answer to a division problem is the quotient. So write this. Write quotient at the top. The inside is the dividend. The inside is the dividend. So you're writing what I have written on the board. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. The divisor is the number you're dividing by. And obviously you know what the remainder is. That's what you have left. Okay, so now if you had a test, a quiz, a something later on throughout the school year, you're obviously going to know what goes where. Raise your hand if you do not yet have that written down. All right, because we're going to work a few problems. You're going to do these problems on your paper. I'm going to put two problems up. I want you to work them out. And then we'll work them out together. Oh, these are going to be done in your journal. So you have these notes to refer back to.
How many problems?
I don't know how many we're going to do. We're going to start with 2. These notes will be in your journal, so you have them to refer back to. Today, we're working simply with 1-digit divisors. Tomorrow, we move on to 2-digit divisors. Wednesday, we check and see where we're at. Thursday, we're going to multiply with decimals. There are 3 videos on my YouTube channel already multiplying with decimals. Super easy. Watch them. And you'll know how to do it immediately. I don't care. After we do multiplying decimals, we do dividing decimals, and then we move on to fractions. All right, so let's start. I'm going to put 2 problems up. I'm going to move that down. Okay, I want you to solve these 2 problems. I want you to solve these 2 problems on your paper. Then we're going to go over it. Use your multiplication chart. That will make your life easier until you learn it. Tomorrow we'll go back and do the drawing of your multiplication chart. Tomorrow you'll have 5 minutes 45 seconds to do your multiplication chart.
5 minutes 45 seconds?
Yes, 5 minutes 45 seconds. This is review. 1-digit divisors is review. So do not sit and tell me you do not know how to do this. want you trying. If you need, write your multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Write your multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You only have to go to 9. When you're writing your multiples, you only have to go to 9. That's it. Just multiples to 9. Oscar?
So do you have to multiply each one of these?
No. Okay, let's look at the first one. And I know some of you aren't done, but some of you are sitting there not starting because you're pretending like you don't know how to do it. Doesn't work for me. You do know how to do it. You're just not trying to do it. Okay, if you know your multiples, which you do, you can all count by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Then it's simple. Taking it in one of these at a time. So let's look at this one. 1,054 divided by 2. Oscar, does 2 go into 1?
No.
No, just Oscar. 2 does not go into 1. You cannot take 1 and divide it into 2 groups. Okay, we're not going into decimals, we're not going into fractions. So you can't take the whole number 1 and divide it into 2 groups. You with me, Oscar? I need you paying attention. Okay, Oscar, does 2 go into 10? Yes, because 10 is greater than 2. That means 2 goes into 10. I'm going to have a 3-digit number. Number in the hundreds, tens, and ones. I put this here because it's going to help me as I move on. Thank you for joining us. Sit in that back group over there, please. Thank you.
Slam dunk.
All right, so now Oscar. How many times does 2 go into 10? If I don't know, I can count by my multiples.
10.
No, not 10.
12.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
5.
5 times.
I thought you said to divide, to multiply.
Okay? It goes in 5 times. I can count by my multiples. If you count by your multiples, if you look at your multiplication chart, this is simple.
This is not a journal.
If you look at your multiplication chart, especially with 1-digit divisors, it doesn't get any easier than that. Oscar, what is 5 times 2?
10.
10. Once I've done that, I multiply, I put that down below, and I subtract. Oh, Oscar's helping me with this.
0.
10 subtract 10 is 0. Oscar knows. Then I bring down the 5.
I'm not done writing it yet.
Okay? Oscar's not done writing it yet.
You really have to say that out loud.
You're writing slowly.
Fred, you can't do these problems and follow along if your journal's closed. I'm just saying.
Go on.
All right? So now, Oscar, how many times does 2 go into 5? 2. We want to get as close as we can to 5 without going over. 2, 4, 6. Oh, 6 is too big. How many times does it go into 5?
2.
2.
Then 2 more times.
Oscar, 2 times 2 is? 4. Subtract, Oscar. 5 minus 4
It's 1.
is 1.
You have to show me. I'm not done. Okay? Jeez.
Okay, y'all zip it. And you quit worrying about it. You're here to learn. That's all you're here for, is to learn. Okay? So we bring down and we have 14. So Oscar, what is the number closest to 14 without going over? Over here.
16.
No, that's higher than 14. 14 is here. I don't want you looking at anybody else but me. Okay? Because you can do this. You've got it in your head, you can't. But you can. Especially if you work with me. Okay? So, times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7. So, 2 goes into 14 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. Subtract, and you get 0.
Yay, I got it.
So we're saying that 1,054 divided by 2 is 527. 1,054 divided by 2 is 527. Now, is also, somebody said, was it you, Ethan, that when we're dividing, our answer, our quotient is going to be smaller than our... That was Isaac?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, our quotient is going to be smaller than our dividend. That's how it's similar to subtraction. If we're using whole numbers, we're going to make the number smaller. So when we're looking at charts and tables later on and you have to figure out the rule, if the number is getting smaller as you go through, that means you're either subtracting or dividing. If the number's getting bigger, you're either adding or multiplying. Okay, I'm going to go through this one just a little quicker because I got to stop and take attendance. All right. Lainey, does 5 go into 5? Yes, that means I'm going to have a 4-digit number. Okay, so I'm going to have a number greater than 999, but less than 10,000. Wait, 999, but less than, I don't know, a number that starts with 4 digits. 10,000.
5.
Okay, so how many times does 5 go into 5, Lainey?
5 going to 5 one time.
1 time. What is 1 times 5, Lainey?
5.
5. Subtract. 5 minus 5, Lainey?
0.
0. Bring down my 4. How many times does 5 go into 4?
0.
0. This is why we put the little number places up here. Because the 0 is what you're going to miss. I've seen it 1,500 times over the weekend. Students miss putting the 0 up there. Okay, so it goes in 0, we subtract, we get 4, we bring down the 3. Lainey, how many times does 5 go into 43?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nope.
8.
8. Good. So 8 times 5 is 40. Why did we not use 9?
Because 45 is higher than 42.
Good. 45 is greater than 43. We need to look at equal than, or equal to, and less than. But as close as we can get without going over. Okay, and 8 times 5 is 40 according to Lainey. We subtract, we get 3. We bring down the 5. Lainey, how many times does 5 go into 35?
6. 7.
7. And 7 times 5 is 35.
Yeah, I got that.
I got 1,860.
That's way.
Okay, that's why we're working them together, so that you see if anywhere we made some mistakes. All right, stop this so I can take attendance.